What's up guys, GT here with another tutorial video. In this video I'll show you guys how to beat the 3 bosses with the help of my team, of course, in Golden Army. Shout out Jeepers Creepers, Row GPA, Agent K, Liberty 1776, and a few others who have actually been trying to do their best and help out with these missions as much as possible. So now we're going to get into what I use, which is the Red Cat. It's a 5-star level 100. Only thing I prefer to use. Others like Silver Wolf, shout out to Silver Wolf, which sets him right there. You can use the Imperial, Exotic, or Limited Edition, whichever one you prefer or whichever one you may have. And those are probably the best options for this boss and many other bosses in the past. So the new boss basically combines 3 waves of previous bosses that we all had, which creativity level on that is, in my opinion, 0. But I'm just here to do the mission. Don't want to really criticize too much. So hitting the boss, really it's random at times, but for the first wave you want to hit more towards the middle or towards the tail propeller. You could either hit those places, or you can even hit, sometimes you can hit the side wing as it's turning, and somehow you get a crit there. As far as these helicopters go, they're pretty tricky because the only way you can really destroy them is, again, it's almost random at times. But sometimes I've noticed if you shoot a little bit away from that cloud that the helicopter generates, maybe by a foot or 2, in front or in back of the helicopter, you can normally destroy it with one hit. If, again, it's also, I'm just going to add a little bit of luck in there because it's a bit random. See, just like here, we were getting them, but every other time you've attempted or you tried to do it, it'll not give you the critical hit. So again, you have to have a bit of patience. This is an older video. I do have newer videos, which I was too lazy to even put together and add. I figured these videos would be good enough as I'm doing wheelies right now. But another thing I want to point out is that the second wave is probably the hardest one. And that's being because of the helicopter's random hitboxes. They're not specific, so trying to even hit one of them is pretty difficult. But I pretty much mastered it. For the third wave, I use actually the F-35, which I failed to mention in the beginning of the video. If you have 2 players at least with F-35s, doesn't matter the star. You want to do everything above 3 though, I would recommend. But if you guys use the F-35 and work together, one guy can drop and take out all of the shield towers as well as the shield drones in wave 1. So that's another strategy you can add along with accompanying Imperial and also Radcat. So those are probably the best vehicles you're going to be able to use. Now, if you have a Platinum Mech instead of a Mothership, that's another vehicle you can use. But for wave 3, you do not shoot the helicopters because if you shoot them with the laser, it's going to end up healing them. So you want to shoot them with missiles only. And then you can focus fire. There's a gun on top of the Hellstorm, which is the 3rd wave boss. There's a gun on the top, and you just really have to mess around and try to get that spot where there's a crit. You'll be able to hit it with the lasers with the Mothership, which I've done today. And you could also hit with the Master Reaper if you also have one of those. But I would more stick to the Platinum Mechs and the Motherships, because the Master Reaper sometimes could end up healing them. I don't know why, but it's a bit weird like that. This next video is just, it's another go at it. I think this was at a later time when I got a little more better. But I would say this is going to take a good team for sure and a lot of patience. I can now do the mission just with one other person, and it'll probably take us less than a minute to get through each wave easily. So, but again, it took us a while and many losses to even get to that point. It's a very tough mission, especially on wave 2. So don't underestimate it either. The next video after this whole boss fight is actually a suggestion from one of the viewers. And I would like to encourage any other subscriber, fan, whomever, or just a browser. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you have any suggestions you'd like me to make a video on, please leave them in the comments. I can't guarantee that I'll select your specific comment, but I'll definitely put it on the list of maybes, and definitely would love to do more of them in the future. Also, please let me know if there's any issues inside the mission that you're having trouble with, and I will try to help as much as I can. And of course, I'm only going to be doing this boss battle for some time now, because the 1% part of the boss makes it a little grindy, and not everyone is on at the same time, so it can be a bit difficult. And for many of the guys that are AFK in the boss mission, I want you guys to keep in mind that a lot of these guys are working really hard just to try to get these blueprints, and I would suggest if you guys can please, out of respect, to say thank you to them once in a blue, because they do deserve it, honestly. And I want to thank everyone in Golden Army for your hard work and contribution as well. There's many names that I would love to mention right now, but I will leave their names in the description for shout-outs. I will now let you guys enjoy the rest of the video. If not, I'll be talking through this whole 18-minute part, which you guys don't want. But okay, I hope you guys enjoy. The next part you're going to see is the AC-130 when this is over. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and cheers.